Let me just turn this round. I'm sorry if this camera starts rattling in a minute. Yet another G7X ready for the bin. I tell you what, these things do not last. Between £500 and £600 each as well. I bought this thing because I wanted to use my phone, but it's only wide enough for you to use the phone portrait, and if I do that, then it's not going to work for this video. Anyway, what we're doing today is we are going to go to, there's like a Jo Malone thing going on. I don't know what it is. It's like a drop-in thing between 4 and 6. So I'm out on the road today anyway. So I thought, well, I'm going to go to that, head to there. Like, if it's not worth it, come home if it's okay. The other thing that I want to do is I really want to go and have a look at Chanel in Bond Street. I went to, you know, the Chanel cruise collection. So I went and had a look at that in Harrods, and I've got to say, personally, I don't like it this year. It's like Barbie pink mixed with Tiffany green, and I think that's going to be really difficult to wear, and I just don't, it's not for me. Maybe in the summer they would be okay, but I don't know, I find it a bit of a clash. But I keep seeing so much nice stuff on social media, and I'm thinking, I didn't see that in Harrods. And I know in Harrods, a lot of the time you only see what they choose to buy in, whereas if you go into an actual boutique, you see a wider selection. So because the Jo Malone thing is near to Chanel Bond Street, I thought, well, I'm going to go and have a look. So annoying about Chanel though, because I'd love to be able to film in there, but you know what they're like. They are a brand that is very much against it, whereas if I go into Dior, it's easy. I can go in there, I can film away, and they don't tell you to stop. Like, they're a brand that really embraces it actually, and I think they quite like it that you're filming, so that really makes that a hell of a lot easier. But I'm gonna film what I can. Oh my god, do you know what, the other thing? You know what I said to you all a couple of weeks ago, that I have had an ear infection for, it was a year in November, and what I tend to find with this ear infection is, on a scale of like 1 to 10, it's sort of like, it's always there, like a 1 out of 10, and that's the best that it ever gets. But every so often, for I don't know what reason, it like flares up all the way up to a 10 where it's excruciating. Well, I've tried out, by the way, so many of you have sent me really great advice on things to try, like alternate medicine, and like I've tried everything. It's so miserable, I cannot even remember what it's like to not have this pain, and it's just awful. So anyway, I've tried everything, and a lot of those alternate treatments, some of them haven't done anything, some of them have like taken the edge off, but they haven't actually got rid of it. But anyway, here's the thing. I have been booked in for an operation in early January, 7th of January, and when I first heard about it, because I went to see a consultant, and the consultant thinks what's happened is I have something called a biofilm, which is when you get bacteria, and then what happens is the bacteria get resistant, and they build a coating that goes over them. So if you imagine, it's like putting a sandwich in a piece of cling film, right? That's kind of what happens. And what then takes place is every time you take antibiotics, because they've got this protective layer, the antibiotics can never get rid of it. And the guy thinks that it's happened for like one of two reasons, or maybe both. First of all, when I got the ear infection last November, I left it a month before I went to the doctor, because I didn't really know at the time. It was more of a headache than it was an ear infection. Anyway, I went when it got desperate. Then the other thing that happened was last Christmas, I took 4 or 5 different antibiotics, a week in between each one, because one would work and then the next week it would come back again. And he thinks that I've ended up with a resistance because it was treated too late, and then by the time I did treat it, too much medicine was used on it, and then it turned it into this like mega bug. So I've got to have an operation where they're going to go into my ear and try and take a biopsy. And I'm just like, honestly, I was talking to my friend about it yesterday. One of my friends, he is like sick to death. I'm sure he's so polite, he never complains, but it's all I talk to him about now. It's like, my ear hurts. And I told him about the operation, and at the time I was nervous. And he was like, yeah, but Sophie, aren't you at a point where it hurts so much that you don't even care? And I've reached that point. I don't even feel like I can wait until January now. I'm at a point where if they phone me tomorrow and said, we'll do it today, no anaesthetic, like I've got to be actually knocked out for this, like anaesthetised. If he said to me, come in today and you get no pain relief, I think I'd actually do it. It's that painful. Oh, and just out of desperation, they gave me another load of antibiotics. It was like a one-off really strong antibiotic that I took 3 days ago. And I was like, oh, it's getting rid of it, it's getting rid of it. And then today it's come back again. And I'm just like, oh God. Oh. I was going to tell you something else as well. Oh yeah, Vlogmas. And I'm really sorry. Some of you already know about this because I spoke about it a couple of weeks ago in a different video. But if you haven't seen that, or if you're new, normally my Vlogmas happens between Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. But I'm not going to do that this year because I want Christmas off. Every year when I do Christmas and I film it, it kind of ruins Christmas, and that's no disrespect to you all, I love you, but doing a video every day is difficult because you've got to think of something worth watching. And because Christmas is a private event, for me at least, I don't have anything to put in videos where I've spent the day with my family and I get home at the end of the day and I try and edit something and I'm like, I have nothing. So I'm not going to do it, which is already making me feel a lot more relaxed, and I can't wait. So anyway, to get to the point that I'm trying to make, I'm going to be trying to do a traditional Vlogmas where I do a video every day now up until Christmas. And I'm not going to promise it's going to be every day because I can't do every day. So I have pre-recorded a lot of things that you're going to see. And on days like today where I'm going to be out, then I will vlog and I will put this up so you can just see what's going on. And that's going to be the plan. So I don't know though, what does everyone think about Vlogmas? Vlogmas is fun at first, and then I feel like you can overload people with too many videos. I don't know, I just feel like that. Like the people that I follow that I watch, I'm like into Vlogmas up until about day 4, and then by that point I'm like, oh, it's just like every day, I don't know. I also feel like with Vlogmas the quality isn't good because you can't do like A1 quality every single day, whereas when you're doing, say, like 2 videos a week, it's easier to plan and actually have the time to make something that's decent. Whereas when you're doing a video every day, it's going to be a bit rubbish. If you ever come to London, or if you live here, you've got to come here. This is the Burlington Arcade. And all of the shops, they're like really Victorian. In fact, you know, I've got a feeling that this does actually date back to Victorian times. There's my favourite brand perfume. And if you like, there are like obviously brands like Manolo that you've heard of, but also there's a lot of artisan British brands in here. And it's also really, really good for second-hand jewellery. Like a friend of mine actually wanted a Cartier love bracelet. She came down to the Burlington Arcade and they made her one. Looks exactly the same with like amazing quality diamonds, and she paid a fraction of the price. So you just saw there, I went to the Burlington Arcade because I bought a Ladder A calendar, first ever, like they've done an advent calendar, and I was meant to pick it up last week, but then the day I thought I was going to be here to pick it up, I wasn't. Just gone back in there, they were like, the order's cancelled and we don't have any left, which is really annoying. I'm gonna go into Chanel and Dior now. As always, I'm gonna get more filmed in Dior because they allow it, so I'm just gonna do what I can in Chanel. Check out these Christmas decorations. They've done a really good job around here. Look at these Dior straws. How nice are those? That's glass and that's metal. Dior Christmas tree. You cannot do this in Chanel. You could not walk into Chanel and just brazenly get a camera out. In here, they're like, sure, go for it. I've always really liked these rugs, these like throws. Particularly like them in pink, actually. And this tray. I saw this like a month ago and this is really nice. Right, so I've just been into Dior. Now I'm going to go into Chanel, and because they won't let me film, I'm going to film the window. They always give you the evil eye when you're filming the window, but they can't stop you. That's quite a sweet bag with the sequins. I saw this print. What do you think of this? I'm not so sure. You know, I'm really like on the fence with the cruise collection, I have to say. Oh, I just don't know. Well, let's go and see anyway. Well, we'll see as much as we can. I'm in. I'm doing this for you guys. You don't realise. My technique here is turn the camera on your phone on, hold it in front of your bag and just act nonchalant. I really like these. What do you think of those two bags? Quite sweet. I wouldn't buy them though. For me, they're too quirky, but I admire looking at them. These are some of the clothes from the cruise collection. I haven't actually looked at prices. Someone told me that the knit jumpers are like over £1,000, nearly 2,000 or something. Anyway, right, so I'm walking around in here. There were so many nice bags. There was actually one that you're going to see to the left. See that pink one there? Oh, I looked at that, really liked it. Decided I didn't want it in pink though, I prefer it in black, and they didn't have any. I so badly wanted to film. Can you see all these people, all the people that work there? I'm about to get busted, okay? I'm just about to get busted, but before I do, I think I actually got quite a lot of footage. That's really nice. That is like Tiffany blue, that colour. It's not as pale as it looks. Right here, right, this guy. This guy starts following me around. Him! Oh my god! I was like, yeah, after this, I quickly filmed this. I'm doing this for you. After I did this, I put the camera away and then he left me alone. Here we go, we have arrived. Jo Malone. I think this is their offices, you know? I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna just voice over this because I tried to film it and I've just listened to it back and you can't hear a word I'm saying. It was very noisy. This was a Christmas blogger event that I was invited to by Jo Malone, and in case you always wonder what happens at these things, it's kind of like a press day, if you imagine that. We got to look at all of the new items out for Christmas, including the Christmas packaging. And actually, they gave me a free gift. They gave me a Christmas edition
bottle of the Eucalyptus and Pine fragrance, and I'm going to do a giveaway with that actually. One of you can win that. All you need to do is go onto my Instagram, leave a comment under my most recent picture, say that you would like to enter, say which country you're in as well, because I can't send perfume abroad, unfortunately. I'm really sorry. But yeah, go and do that now, and good luck, and I will see you on Instagram.